All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome as Chevrolet Thursday rolls on with the Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour presented by Technicom. We are right on schedule, and we're going to stay that way throughout the rest of the day. We'd like to remind everyone that we will actually be back in this room for our next program following lunch today at 1 o'clock. So that'll be with Chip Ganassi Racing. So we'll get things going with Richard Childress Racing here. We'll go into our lunch and edit writing time period, and then we'll be back in this room early this afternoon. So we're going to stay on schedule, and in order to do that, please join me in welcoming to the stage Tim Packman from Richard Childress Racing.
Oh, thank you. The peanut gallery showed up today. Good morning. Thank you very much. Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour. Thank you for coming out, to all the assembled media, and to those of you watching on NASCAR.com. Some VIP attending partners we have with us today. Julie Murphy, Mindy Mikami from Akuma. Amy Creech, Jana Bryan from IMG Coca-Cola is with us. R.C. Lawler from Granger. Jessica Bittner, Bruco General Mills is with us. Brad Hood, Wayward Wicks Filters is here today. Ryan Gilland, Bruco General Mills joining us, and Mike Parkhurst, Bad Boy Buggies. Thank you for coming out today. Seated in the first three rows, we have from our competition side, we'll start in ECR Engines, Richie Gilmore, our Chief Operating Officer is here. Dr. Andy Randolph, Technical Director. A new addition to ECR after 10 years with Chevrolet in the Corvette engine program, we welcome Matt Wiles, Director of Engineering, to us. Also joining us today, Mike Coughlin, Technical Director, 20 years. It's our second year with us. He had for 20 years with F1. Todd Parrott, we welcome him this year as our Xfinity Series Director. Mike Dillon, returning as Vice President of Competition. Dr. Eric Warren is on the stage, the Director of Competition. Our crew chiefs here, Gil Martin, crew chief in the number 3 in the Sprint Cup Series. Justin Alexander, number 27 crew chief. Luke Lambert, number 31 Chevrolet crew chief. A new addition this year, Mike Hillman Jr., number 2 crew chief in the Xfinity Series. Danny Stockman returns the number 3 multi-time champion crew chief. Shane Wilson, number 62 in the Xfinity Series, and Nick Harrison in the number 33. On the main stage, Austin Dillon, your defending Daytona 500 pole winner. He took his rookie stripe off. He'll have his sophomore year. Austin Dillon, number 3 Chevrolet. Paul Menard coming off his best season. Ryan Newman, as we like to say, he was this close from winning a championship, and the number 31 this year. Next in is our CEO and Chairman, Mr. Richard Childress. Back row, far end, is Brian Scott, the number 2 Camaro, coming back after his best season. Ty Dillon, he takes off his rookie stripe. Broke through to the victory lane last year at Indianapolis. Brendan Gaughan, our winningest driver last year with 2 victories at RCR. And also seated in the front row, we just put out the announcement last night, part of our developmental driver program, we welcome Anna Parkhurst and Kate Dallenbach, who will be doing some dirt racing this year through RCR and TDR. At this time, I'd like to bring up our president, only the second president at RCR, the first being Richard Childress, Tori Galida.
They also added Todd Parrott this year. Said that? Oh. Paul told me.
Come on, man, pay attention.
I'm sorry, Pac-Man, you're the best.
Put the rookie stripe back on.
Austin, thanks for breaking the ice. I appreciate that.
Love you, Todd.
Good morning, everybody. I want to thank all of you for coming out today to hear about our 2015 plans. Before I talk about 2015, I wanted to just say a few words about 2014. First of all, I'd like to add my congratulations to NASCAR on the changes they made to the chase format for last year. I think we accomplished exactly what we wanted to accomplish. It was great racing. There was a lot of drama, and we increased the size of the fan base and had everybody engaged during that 10-race stretch. So, again, congratulations to NASCAR. It was a lot of fun for us to be a part of that. The chase last year, and Luke and Ryan really put together a nice 10-race stretch. And as I said, we enjoyed being part of that, and it really gave us a lot of momentum and a lot of determination to work as hard as we could during the off season, as well as going into 2015 to get that last 50 yards that we needed to win a championship. So all 3 of our Cup teams and all of our nationwide teams are enthused and ready to go for 2015, and hope to bring home a championship this year. Last year at this time, when I was standing up here, we had just announced that we were bringing the 3 back to Sprint Cup. We promoted Austin Dillon to the Sprint Cup Series. We signed Ryan Newman to drive for us, and we brought along several new partners, including Dow and Quicken Loans and Wix Filters. So thank goodness last year for Paul Menard as our continuity. This year, I'm delighted to tell you that all of our Sprint Cup drivers are back with their same crew chiefs, and all of our major partners in the Sprint Cup Series are back with us as well for 2015. So a lot less changes in terms of the lineup for 2015, and we're all really happy with this. So Austin will be driving for Dow, Growth Energy, Bass Pro, General Mills, and Bad Boy Buggies. Paul and his crew chief, Justin Alexander, will be driving for Menards and a number of Menards vendor partners. Ryan Newman and Luke Lambert will be back with Caterpillar. We're happy to have Quicken Loans back this year. And in the breaking news department, we just issued the press release this morning that Wix is going to rejoin us again for next year. They've been a longtime partner with Ryan, and we're happy to have them back on the 31 car next year. And also, we just made the announcement this morning that Granger is going to be a primary sponsor and a full-time partner on the 31 car this year. So R.C. Lawler, thank you for being here with us today. We're really excited to welcome Granger back to the Sprint Cup Series on a full-time basis. They got started with us last year. You may remember they sponsored Austin in the nationwide race at Texas, and we're an associate sponsor during the chase with Ryan. So again, we're really excited to have Granger on board as full-time this year. I'm also really happy to say that all 3 of our technical partners are back for 2015. So we've got Furniture Row and Germain Racing and JTG Doherty Racing back as technical partners and engine lease customers with us this year. And we're really hoping to build on the success that we saw last year. I think, universally across the fan base, seeing A.J. Allmendinger and Tad and Jody Geschecter and Big Brad in Victory Lane at Watkins Glen was one of the highlights of the 2014 season. So, as I said, looking to build on the success there. We're also really happy to welcome Xfinity to the series in 2015. RC was so excited when he heard that they were coming on board for 10 years that he said, you know what, we got to run 4 full-time Xfinity teams in 2015. So that's what we're going to do. So we've got Brian Scott back with Shore Lodge. This is Brian's 3rd full-time season with RCR, coming off his best season last year. Ty Dillon will be back with Bass Pro, Wesco, Yingling, and VF Imageware. And Brendan Gaughan, 2-time winner in 2014, is back with South Point, and we're going to have some more partner announcements for Brendan later in the season. And then we're going to run the 33 full-time this year with Paul Menard and a young, very talented driver, Brandon Jones. And so they're going to have sponsorship from Menards and some of Menards' sponsored partners. Brandon's also going to be running about 15 truck races for Gallagher Motorsports, and he'll run a handful of Xfinity races for us. And then rounding out that program will be Austin Dillon. And so Austin's going to run a number of Xfinity races with our longtime partner Ream and Rude as the sponsor for those. So really happy to welcome Brandon Jones to the stable. He could not be here today. He's going to miss a number of Fridays throughout the spring semester, so Mom said that he couldn't take today off, but he will be down in Daytona and available then. So lastly, and Tim Packman mentioned this, but I wanted to welcome 2 other very, very talented development drivers. We're really happy to have them as part of the RCR stable. First, Kate Dallenbach, who is daughter of Wally and Robin, who both were successful NASCAR drivers. Kate's going to run over 30 races this year with Lee Falk Racing, and Lee is here today as well as Team Dillon Racing. Kate started racing quarter midgets back in 2007, and she's won several championships, including being the Texas regional champion at 2 different racetracks. So really happy to have her as part of the team. And then Anna Parkhurst is with us also, and Anna is from Augusta, Georgia, and this is going to be her second full season racing this year. And get this, last year she competed in 42 mini outlaw races. She won 13 of them and finished second in 12 of them. So Anna's incredibly talented, and we're also really happy to have her as part of the team. She's going to run some dirt late model races under the RCR banner, also driving for Team Dillon Racing. So I hope that all of you will seek these 2 young ladies out and write at least one story on them. And one thing I want you to please include in your story, they both are under long-term contracts to RCR. So as Tim mentioned, Richie Gilmore and his team are here, and they'll be available. It's been an incredibly busy off-season for everybody at ECR. We feel like we're on top of the rules changes for 2015 and ready to go to Daytona. So to sum it up, we're running 7 full-time teams this year. We've done a lot of work in the off-season, invested in more technology, invested in more really smart people, and feel really good about going to the racetrack in Daytona here in a couple of weeks. And I also wanted to take a brief opportunity, since I rarely get a chance to get the microphone, to also give a shout out to our sales and marketing and PR team led by Ben Schlosser and Rick Penn. They do a really, really great job. We've added 7 new blue chip sponsors over the last couple of years, including 5 Fortune 500 companies. And as we all know, we couldn't do this without our partners. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys and all the team in the white shirts in the back. So with that, I will turn it over to our chairman and CEO, Richard Childress.
Thank you, Tori. Good to be here today. Thank all the press and media and Charlotte Motor Speedway for putting this on. It's a great time of year for all of us. Like Tori said, we coming off a year with some real good momentum. When you got momentum going, you don't want to see the season end, but boy, we needed a break. I think all of us did, including the media. NASCAR's made a lot of changes this winter with the engines, some aero changes, and we feel that we've really stepped up to the plate. We've hired a lot of new people, put a lot of new people in place, stepped up a lot of the technology and bought the right components to put us, we plan on being in a championship run again next year. I was at Daytona, just one quick thing. I was at Daytona for Daytona Rising, and for the press that hasn't been there, you're going to be blown away. That is unbelievable where they're going to set our sport for the next 50 years, what they've done to that stadium. We're calling it a stadium because that's what it looks like when you get there. So take an opportunity to go up and ride the elevators, and I did beat Austin Dillon in the elevator race. I won the first race at Daytona this year. Right, Austin? So, we raced against that Granger car for many years, and we're so proud to be carrying that banner for you. Thank you and all our other sponsors and partners that are here today, but it's good to have you back in the sport with us again. Like Tori said, we've made a lot of new hires. We've really beefed up our engineering with NASCAR. Us not doing as much testing. We're still going to be testing, but not as much. We've beefed up a lot of areas with personnel and equipment, so we're really excited about that. One of the other changes that I'm really proud to announce today is we're announcing that Richie Gilmore is going to become the president of ECR. He's been our COO for going on 8 years now, and he's shown his leadership. He's shown the other areas that he can help carry ECR to, and just proud to have him part of our race team. So he'll be in today if you want to say a few words to him. With that, I think that's about all I got to say. I think we're going to take some questions, and I'll be in there for some of the other ones answering there. So thank you, and proud of all of our development drivers. I'm excited about that.
Okay, at this time, we'll take a few questions from the media. Just raise your hand, and we'll have a microphone come over. Just identify who you are. Tom Jensen.
Hi, Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Richard, with a new engine package and you having your own engine company, does that make it better for you guys, harder? How's that going to work?
Please say yes.
It's going to make it better. It's an expensive project that we're working on, but it's a project that needed to be done. I think it's going to help our sport. I think it's going to help our racing, and we're excited about it. I know our other GM partners with Hendricks, everybody's working hard to make our engines better.
Wolfgang Munzer from Germany, Rennsport Press Agency. It's a follow-up from Tom with the engine situation. I was told earlier that maybe you have around 100, maybe more horsepower less compared to last year. In principle, is it possible, just in principle, to detune the engine from last year to the new specification? And also, is it a challenge to build no engine with less horsepower instead of with more horsepower?
If I understood you right, I think our engines are down at around 100 horsepower, but that's due to the, it's not a restrictor plate, it's a throttle body that they put under it. And we're going to the roller camshafts. But the thing you're going to get, I don't think we're going to lose very little speed at all, because they're going to go fast almost down the straightaway with less spoiler, and they'll be on the gas a lot quicker with less horsepower. Am I saying that right, Ryan?
Yes. Yeah, it's about 80 pounds of, or sorry, 80 pounds, 80 counts of drag, whatever you want to call it, 80 drag horsepower is what I've been told of gain to compensate that engine. So it's, I think ultimately it keeps the cars at a safe pace so that we're not approaching the 220 number anymore to keep the cars from becoming airborne. So that's important for me as a driver. But I think with respect to your question about the building an engine that has less horsepower, you're still trying to build an engine that has as much horsepower. You're just using it with a different spec of rules. So if they told us that we had to take one spark plug out, we'd still try to make as much horsepower with 7 as we could with 8.
Do you feel already the difference in driving this car?
I haven't driven one yet.
Stan, you can tell Ryan has a degree in college, can't you? He's a smart one.
Yeah, I can't ask him a question. You'll know the answer too easy. Stan Creekmore with CompetitionPlus.com. Austin, second year, you don't have to worry about the 3 and all of that garbage anymore and everything. Daytona was a great place for you last year. How do you feel about going into Daytona this year? And past Daytona, where do you really look forward to?
Well, I'm really excited. Speedways, you got to have a little bit of luck there, but you also got to put yourself in a position to make it to the end, and we were able to do that last year. So I'm excited about the Speedway races. Always give a lot of opportunity to everybody in the field. Looking forward to, every time we've seen that I've been able to go there, it's been a new rule change or something. So you have to adjust when you get there and really just be ready for anything. And I tried to always like every type of track that we go to, whether it be speedways, short tracks, and it's paid off. So I'm ready to get to Daytona, and as far as throughout the year, I'm really excited. I'm back with Gil, and we've made some changes within the team. We've got a young team ready to go and fight hard for this year, and just looking forward to that opportunity. I think the experience that we gained last year, finishing a lot of races, we were able to do that, and that was big for our team. So hopefully this year we can capitalize on what we learned, and you'll see us up front more.
Do you want to say that? Question? Jim Utter?
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer for Richard. Tim's already mentioned this year that you guys didn't win as much as you wanted to, but you also came within, he said, like 50 yards of winning the biggest championship in the sport. So how do you look back on last season? Is something to continue to build off of? You look at it as a success or trying to get better?
I like to say we were one caution flag short. That's what I say, instead of 50 yards. But that was history. We're looking at the future, and I think we've got some good momentum going. Luke and Ryan to do what they did their very first year. Austin to be a rookie and come in, and he was right there. He and Paul both were right there with a couple of races to go to make the chase. And this year, we all know we got to win races to get in the chase, and that's our goal, is to go out and win races. And I meant to say it a while ago, we're going to have further announcements coming for two of our other development drivers. For the Cup is going to be Ty Dillon and Brian Scott both. We're working some programs to get them involved in some Cup racing next year, and those announcements should be coming in the next week.
I was just waiting.
Do what?
I was just waiting for you to finish. I didn't know when. Any other question? If you announced something there. Claire.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. You said this year we know we got to win races to make the chase. Do people not know that last year? I mean, how much of a difference will it be this year for everyone, even though everybody knew the rules last year?
Yeah, I just think that this year going into it, you're going to see some of the hardest, best racing we've ever seen in NASCAR, because now you know how important it is to be in those top 16. And to make the Final Four was unbelievable. And I said, if we make the Final Four, we'll have a great chance to win the championship. And Ryan and Luke did.
Any other questions? All right, well, that wraps it up for here. We'll be over in the breakout rooms to take your questions. Thank you very much for being here. And Scott Cooper, thank you.
For our members of the media, if you all will remain seated for just a moment, we'll give all of our special guests time to get over to the breakout interview room and into their locations. Richard, on behalf of the Speedway, thank you so much. Appreciate your time today.